Right, now I'm going to make the base of the tea light holder, the incense cone holder. So I've got a sheet of A4 paper, just printer paper, and then I've folded it down into 4 bits, then cut off the bottom bit because I know that this is the right height. So I'm going to make a slab, fold it round, attach it, cut some dots in, and then this is going to be the top of my mushroom. So that should look quite cute. And then there's enough space in there as well to pop the incense cone in and to give it plenty air, because if it doesn't have enough air in there, it won't stay smoking sort of thing, it won't stay alight. So that's a nice big area for it. So what I'm going to do first is get the bit of clay that I cut off before. I'm just going to squish it with my hand. So I'm only squashing it a little bit and putting a little bit of pressure on. I'll flip it over and just keep squashing it until I've got it to the length that I want it. I'm going to try not to let it get too wide because I only want it that wide. So basically just keep even pressure. If it starts to go too wide, just bang the sides down. So another way of doing this as well is to hold it like this and then kind of chuck it against the board or against your tea towel or whatever you've got there. So that kind of lengthens it. So you can see that stretching, so it's not quite there yet. A little bit more. And if you get the knack of it, then it goes pretty evenly. So that's stretched out long enough, but it's not quite wide enough. So because it's still quite thick, I can still play with it a little bit more. So I'm just going to squish it out. You can use a rolling pin as well if you want to, but I find that your hand is better because you can feel where it's thick and thin. You can't feel as much where it's thick and thin with a rolling pin. So that should fit on there now. Yep, just about fits. So if you're doing slabs, it's good to work with templates. So this is a real simple template, but you can get more complicated ones, and I will do a more difficult one, a more involved one for the next project, because we're going to do like a little house tea light holder. So that's coming up soon. So I'm just going to use a knife, cut the ends off. Cut down the sides. And again, all these scraps that can be recycled. So normally I keep my scraps to one side, I put them in a little pot, and then when they're dried out I mix it with water, and then I've got some slip ready to attach clay together with. So that's a good use for your scraps. So if you want to, you can pattern this bit. I think I'm just going to have mine pretty plain, but you can put fancy patterns on if you want. You can put a little doorway in there, which actually I might put a tiny doorway in, but I also need to cut a one in the back to fit the cone in. So what I'm going to do, I think that's going to be wide enough. So if I do that in the middle, round about there, and just take that out. So that should be big enough to get my fingers in to put the cone in. I'll stand it up, pop it together and let it overlap by like a centimetre maybe, and then I'm going to join it, but I'm going to cut it first, so support it, cut it all the way through, and then I can get rid of this little bit and get rid of that little bit at the back there. And then what I'm going to do to stick it together is to cross hatch and slip it. So cross hatching is just using whatever tools you've got to hand. There should be a pointy one in your pack. The bit that you've just cut, rough it up, messy as you like, that side there. So two sides need to be cross hatched, and then one side needs to have a bit of slip or slurry or goo or whatever you want to call it on it, and blob it on. I want quite a bit on, just on one side, and then put it round to match up, and then kind of squish it together. Get rid of any slip that's squirted out on the back side and the front. Because sometimes it's harder to tidy things up when it's wet. Your finger just kind of slides all around, so we'll try and get rid of that slip. Make sure it's in a round still, and then I'm going to use my thumb and just gently pull across. Try and keep those snotty bits off your fingers, we'll call them. So if you try and keep your fingers nice and clean, then your work will be nice and tidy. But it's just kind of pulling it across, so you're getting that join nice and tidy without you can't see the line anymore, sort of thing. Do the same on the inside. Get rid of all that slip and then blend it across. And I will spend a little bit more time tidying this up as well. But it's just for quickness at the minute, as my phone doesn't like too long videos. So that's joined together there. I'll go and wash my hands and then I'll be able to tidy it up a little bit more better. But that's kind of going to be the bottom there, and that's the top bit where the top of the mushroom that you just made is going to attach to, and that's the hole that I'm going to be able to put my cone in. And then hopefully the smoke will come all the way to the top and go through the chimney. If it doesn't, I'll let you know, and then you can make this a little bit narrower and not as high, because I've got a feeling the smoke might come down, but we don't know yet until I try it out. This is the first time I'm doing things as I'm designing these projects for you to do at home. It's the first time I've done them as well, so we're all learning together. So what you can do is you can draw a little door on there, some windows and things, cut them out later on. Because I don't want too many holes in here, because the smoke will probably just come out of these bottom holes rather than going through the chimney where I want it to go. But yeah, you can put loads of pattern on there if you want to. But that's that bit done. Now because this is going straight up and down at the sides there, I think I'm going to put a couple of darts on the top to make it curve in a little bit. So to put darts in, I'm basically just cutting out a triangle shape. So I'll draw the triangle on here so you know where I'm cutting. So it's basically like that sort of a shape I'm going to cut out, and I'll cut probably 2 out. I might cut 3, we'll see. But I'm just going to cut down, so cut down both sides. And then I'll show you, you need to push it together and then start blending it across. And then you'll see that that changes the shape on the outside, so it gives it more of a curve, which is a bit more organic than just a straight up and down. So I've kind of smoothed it all off. There's still some little snotty bits on, but I'm going to go over it again properly when it's a little bit drier and tidy it up properly. But that's a lot smoother. It's kind of knocked this off shape. I don't know if you can see there or not, but which I don't mind because it actually looks quite cute. But maybe if you want to, you can put yours together first and then cut the hole in it. It's up to you what you fancy doing with it, but it's a kind of it's a nice gnarly organic sort of a shape now. So I'll just figure out where the lid is gonna sit. I think it's probably gonna be about there. And then really carefully lift it up and use some kind of pointed tool, whatever you've got handy. And if you can get in, just kind of make a mark around there where it's sitting against the top bit that you've just made. So I'm just gonna poke that in, and it'll give us a rough guide where it's sitting. So if I take that out, I should have some marks in there, which I have. So it's kind of around there, and then it sits against there and around there. So that line that I've just drawn, I'm going to quickly cross hatch it all the way around. So just rough it up loads, because I'm going to stick the top bit onto it. So that's cross hatched around there. Do the same on this one, but support it because it's still a little bit soggy and it's a little bit weak when it's at this stage as well. It will just start collapsing if you put too much pressure on it. And then I'll get my slip, glue, slurry, whatever you want to call it. So it's basically just watered down clay. Blob it on. Again, just blob it. Don't paint a little thin area on, because I need it to suck in all those nice grooves that I've just created in that one as well. So I'll spin it back round and then match it up as best you can. I'm going to lift it up, and I'm just going to get my thumb in there and push. Now you can see it at the top of the stalk against the mushroom top. If the slip starts coming out, just get rid of it on your finger and just go around, make sure it's really well attached. So that's kind of the basic house shape that I've made. So what I'm going to do, probably tomorrow maybe, or the day after when it's a little bit drier, I'm going to paint it. So I'll put like a door on it and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll get like a pencil and then just put a cute little door on. And then I've got a line that I know where to paint on. You can even put details on with a tool. So I've got this stick. So I'll put little details on the door there. You could even roll a little bit of clay and make that for the doorknob. It's hard to could do it one-handed, but yeah, you get the idea. So that's your cute little incense cone holder. So I've just tried an incense cone in there, and it does seem to be working. As you can see, the smoke's coming out of the chimney, which is all cool. And it's not coming out of the bottom bit, which is good. So that looks all canny. But what I have done is, I would recommend putting your incense cone on the little like ceramic thing that comes with it, the little stand. Put it on there because that's what it's designed for, to stop your tabletop burning. And then you can just put that straight over, and then the smoke should start coming out the chimney. You can put a bottom on your pot as well if you want to. It's basically just another slab, and attach it the same way as you've attached the sides by scoring and slewing. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that one.